You ever heard the phrase, what goes up must come down? I think we're going to hear it a lot. Let's do the Morning Cryptos. Okay, people, settle down now. This FOMO is like, I'm starting to feel it. And I've done so much work on my own self that if I'm feeling FOMO, then a lot of people are feeling FOMO. And my feeling is that we're due. We are so due for a correction, and I'm feeling really uncomfortable at this point that I have to be honest with you. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I just feel like it's not going to be pretty. And there's a lot of uncertainty. There's a lot that's not known. And I don't even know where to begin today. Let's start with Google. Right now it's 33.81. Bitcoin prices pre-Segwit 2x top may have already gone as correction nears, right? That was 48 minutes ago. Price of success, Bitcoin faces new pressure in a multi-coin world. 1 hour ago. Bitcoin price volatility is unlike anything else in one chart. Let's look at that. That seems interesting. The volatility piece is huge. Why Bitcoin is unlike anything else in a chart. It's risen by more than 600% this year. Somebody else said it was higher. But anyway, routinely setting new all-time highs along the way, but timing is everything. Bitcoin has also dropped by double-digit percentages at times this year in what some economists would consider a financial crisis if it had happened in the value of a sovereign currency. Indeed, if you bought Bitcoin at the start of the year, you may have swiftly regretted it. Within 10 days, the cryptocurrency had lost 20% of its value. A better decision at that point would have been an index fund tracking the S&P 500, Apple stock, or even gold. These assets started the year up and have continued to rise since. Bitcoin eventually caught up and then some. I guess they're just doing it from 2017, January. But the thing is, if you look at this chart, you can see this is why it's going up, right? Because nothing else is going up like it's going up. So people are going, oh, that's going up. Let me put my money there. And in some ways, that's really good because we have a ton of new people coming in. In some ways, it's really bad in that it's happening so fast. And Bitcoin still hasn't scaled. In the meantime, that's why there are all these forks, people trying to fix it. But there are other currencies that are already fixed. So let's stop forking Bitcoin and let's just fix the other currencies. Or let's just use the other currencies, right? Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Bitcoin's roller coaster behavior could be a problem. As more people, from Wall Street hedge funds to ordinary savers, consider adding Bitcoin to their portfolios. For context, U.S. stocks dropped by around 40% in 2008 during the global financial crisis, a decline that deeply damaged investor confidence and made it harder for savers to retire. That event was considered a once-in-a-century crash. We're going to see another one soon. However, for Bitcoin, double-digit percentage drops are much more commonplace. Okay, the price volatility can also pose a problem for Wall Street. The Chicago Mercantile Exchange, the CME Group, is planning to launch futures contracts tied to Bitcoin, which would make it easier for institutional investors to trade the crypto asset. The world's largest future exchange puts limits on price changes, which seem likely to get triggered regularly by an asset as wild as Bitcoin. When an exchange is forced to stop trading for a period of time due to volatility, it's not good for confidence. The exchange may also require traders to provide higher levels of collateral to make sure they're equipped to cover losses, which makes sense, dampening enthusiasm for a broader adoption of the asset. Yeah, well, but the thing is, the volatility is actually the best thing about it, right? As a speculator, as a trader, if you can surf it, right? and it won't be controlled. Bitcoin is not going to be controlled by the CME. They can control their futures if they want. They can do their stop trading things. But the basic Bitcoin is not controllable. That's the other thing that I do like about it. Maybe Bitcoin or some other crypto asset will become indeed as a widely used method of payments or a sort of digital gold as its most enthusiastic believers hope. In the meantime, its immense price rally has masked immense risks for buyers looking to get in on the action. I agree that there's immense risks right now, and that if you're a newbie, if you're coming into this market and you don't know shit about shit, you're gonna be in for a real surprise when it does come back, but the thing is, so much money is coming into the market that it's mind-boggling. So we have our last area of resistance and support right here. If I can actually draw the line, my eyes are just starting to begin to work here. Oh, woo! My girlfriend and I got the time change backwards, so she started making me dinner at like 8 o'clock. And we started eating around 9 o'clock. And she kept thinking that 9 o'clock was really 8 o'clock, but it was really 9 o'clock was 10 o'clock in our bodies. And I'm a little bit, bleh. All right. So, people, please be careful. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, please buy small amounts. Please do a dollar cost averaging so that you're not putting this stuff on credit cards or mortgaging your house or doing anything else that's dumb. Please be sensible. This will come back. You will be able to get in at least at the $6,000 or the $5,000 spot, because it is volatile. That's the thing you guys need to know. And I just wanted to say that first thing this morning before we did anything else. Just last night before I went to bed, I'm like, oh man, it feels like it's time. It feels like the correction is coming, because it just doesn't do this, right? Unless it does this or this correction thing. And as more and more everyday people come in and more inexperienced people come in, the volatility seems to like it's going to increase, but I could be wrong. It's like, I don't know. It's just, right now, I think I have like $200 of Bitcoin in my wallet, and everything in me is screaming, sell that shit. Sell it. And ladder in. And the idea is you sell it high, and when it comes back, you buy it back. But right now, it feels like it's not ever coming back, doesn't it? Doesn't it feel like that? And then the other little piece is, and I want you to check this out, Why Bitcoin's Price Continues to Rise by Crypto Investor. And I'm going to do a video with the links to some of my favorite really technical trader guys that really do a lot of work. But the thing that I keep seeing in his comments is people from Brazil and the third world. This guy, Leandro Lima, who I quoted a couple of days ago in my morning cryptos, and this guy Michael has commented, Brazil's policies and presidents are shit due to the inherent values of the majority of Brazilian people. Whenever they come here, they suggest stupid policies that put your country in the shitter in the first place. Please don't fuck up Bitcoin, right? People, there's just no place else for people to put their money that will get them a return, right? And they'll weather the volatility, but particularly in the U.S., they're going to whine. I just think, but I don't know. It could just keep going. It could go to 10 before it comes back, right? It could certainly go to 8 before it comes back. So I don't know. All right. I just don't know, people. And I want you to be careful out there. Okay. Let's look at let's see what else is going on. Bitcoin Cash is interesting because a number of you have left comments that you really believe in it, that you think it's great. you think it's going to go to the moon, and it's going to be like Bitcoin legacy is going to be for just storing your money, but Bitcoin Cash is going to be the currency that everybody uses. And I love that argument, except we have Dash and Litecoin. Why start a whole new crypto when other teams have created something that's already better? Just because it has some of the name recognition? I don't know, it's a branding thing. So there's all this, I study this every day, people. I watch and I listen all day long. I'm literally absorbed in this like I've never learned anything else in my entire life. And I'm a learning junkie. I'm someone who literally, I taught myself to trade futures commodities back in the 90s, and I managed to basically do it for 6 months. I didn't lose my shirt. I hung on. Other things caused me to have to stop because I was running out of time. I thought in 6 months that was enough, but I was in my 20s. What did I know, right? You need more time. And every day, except Sundays, which I take a day off, every day I'm obsessed with this. I read everything I can possibly read. I listen constantly. I'm always looking for someone who has an edge, who has more knowledge than me. And the thing is, nobody knows. No one knows what's going to happen, which is kind of cool on one hand. On the other hand, it's scary because anybody with a mouth, anybody can flap their lips and sound like an expert. And that's the last thing that I want to do. I'm not an expert. I'm a student. I'm an expert at understanding the human mind, and I've studied it for 20 years the way I've studied this since basically February, and even more intensely since July 31st when we started this challenge. And I don't know, people. I don't know. But I remember, and if you go back to some of the morning cryptos, I would be looking at Bitcoin Cash and go, I don't know if you want it, but if you do want it, it's a good time to buy. Let's see if I can draw the circle. When it was around here every day, I looked at it and said, we have solid support. 2020 hindsight is totally accurate, but look at the support here. That is solid support, right? But there wasn't much volume. Well, there was a little on this one day. And it's lifted, right? And the other alts haven't really lifted like that, unless I haven't looked at them yet. They have maybe started rising last night. I don't know. Dash, still kind of hanging in there. We have a lot of support around 300 and a lot of resistance too. Let's draw a line. I love lines. So right here, just around the 276 area, and then we have, I'm going to just draw it down today. We have this. I don't know. I really don't. So there's some support there, and then there's support here. Where do you want to put it? Where do you put the support? Is this it? Is this really their big support? That might be it for Dash. But once it gets down here to this line, I think that's as far down as it's going to go. But I don't know. Again, how do we know this? We're finding patterns that in the past have indicated certain things. That doesn't mean they're a guarantee. There are no guarantees here, right? And the average person wants a guarantee. If you want a guarantee of volatility, Bitcoin is pretty much guaranteed to be volatile, and it's crazy right now. It's just crazy. Okay, EOS has had a pump, but it looks like it's correcting. Ethereum just hanging steady right at 303. Ethereum is just, and I've heard some people who don't like Ethereum, they think it's got problems, but what I hear from Ethereum, the research I've done, is that they are fixing the problems. They are addressing the problems. And that they have been hacked. Well, Andreas Antonopoulos talks about how Bitcoin and Ethereum, the more they get hacked, the better they get. The most hacked company in the world is Google, right? The most hacked company in the world is Amazon. and they have to deal with it, and in the response, they get stronger. So that's the idea, that the hacking makes them stronger. And so far, they're still working, and Ethereum it's like the second crypto you learn about. You hear about Bitcoin, you come into the market, and then what's this Ethereum stuff? They do smart contracts on it? What's that, right? I just remember in February, like, I hadn't heard of Ethereum, and I'm trying to put myself in the mindset of the new person here today. I guess that's what I'm trying to do. Then you hear about Ethereum, and then you go, wow, smart contracts, and all these other ICOs are built on Ethereum. Wow, that should be pretty valuable. And then you look at the price, and it's $300. But meanwhile, Bitcoin Cash is more, is 600. Like, what? I don't get it. And there's some things that defy logic here, because there are all these different groups of people, and the technical people have one version of reality, and they have a lot of the details. And then the new person just has the big picture, and they don't know much about it. And so they're going to make a bunch of newbie mistakes, right? And that's the thing is, I've been doing this now since February, and I've made a ton of mistakes. And I've studied this more than anything in my life, including when I was in college. I've put more energy and effort into this, into understanding and learning it, than anything else I've done. And I feel like I've barely scratched the surface. And today is day 99 of my 90-day challenge that I started in July, and it was my second challenge. So, I don't know, people, there's a lot of uncertainty, but the bottom line that I think, let's forget Bitcoin for a second. Let's be logical, sensible traders for just a second and go, okay, Bitcoin, let's go back to the Bitcoin chart, probably going to have a correction back in this area. Okay, good. So let it do that. In the meantime, I'm going to look at Ethereum and go, that looks like a buy signal to me, right? Looks like a buy signal. That's all I can say. So I'm going to buy me some Ethereum. But then you buy Ethereum, and you have to wait, right? You have to actually wait. And that's what we don't do well as humans, right? We want instant results. We want to know. But you can't know, because there's too much information. No one person can know it all. So to me, that makes it awesome. That makes it really good, because it's a tool to work on myself. It's a tool to constantly test my spirit against, as a spiritual warrior in the, whatever. But Ethereum is just implementing change after change after change, improvement after improvement after improvement. At some point, when Bitcoin does correct, I think these others are gonna go. I think they're gonna go, and they're priced cheap. So if you want to invest in something, right, and you don't want to chase the Bitcoin craze until it comes back, you might want to consider some Ethereum or some Litecoin or some Dash, because they seem to be hanging steady. So, or if you're taking profits from Bitcoin and you go, okay, I want to take profits before the next correction and then I'll ladder back in, well, Litecoin or Ethereum would be where you want to put your profits, right? And I would suggest Litecoin, because it's not as congested a network as Ethereum, right? And Litecoin, to me, Charlie Lee basically started it to be the thing that you use as currency, right? The thing that you can use, and it's a much less volatile crypto, right? But it's still going up, and somehow for the last month and a half has managed to stay the same price, even though it has increased in value. All right? That's a currency that you might want to put your profits into, right? Because it's a little bit less crazy than Bitcoin. And so, like, I'm thinking, maybe I sell the couple $100 of Bitcoin that I have today and just drop it into Litecoin or Ethereum, right? And then the next thought comes in, I don't want to do that because the Segwit 2x thing is about to happen, and I might get free coins. I might get something free, So, does that mean I should keep buying Bitcoin even though it keeps going up and I'm feeling really uncomfortable with that? No. I have stopped. I've stopped. I paused my dollar cost averaging until I kind of get a sense of what's going on. And I just can't keep buying it. I can't keep buying it until it corrects. And then I'll start buying it again. That's the biggest lesson I learned in the last 90 days is don't chase a runaway high. Don't chase a runaway high. It will be back. And I remember I said to my son, who is just coming in new, back in July, where the hell is July? Right over here. He was chasing it here. And I said, buddy, don't buy it right now. It's going to come back. And it came back, right? And it's boosting even more right now. And I think when the Segwit 2X things happen, when the Segwit 2X fork happens, which I think is going to be probably next week, it's like sometime around the 15th of November, and it's the 6th now, so in about a week, I think we're going to see a correction, or at least a pause. And then when the fork happens, I'm expecting it to rise again. But I think there's going to be some kind of correction. So anyway, long-winded. I'm sorry today, guys. I just feel this uncertainty. You know what? And if you feel it in your body, you've got to listen to your body. If it feels like you're doing, if it feels like you're gambling with your money, if it feels like you're just getting emotional and chasing this high, you need to take a step back. You need to breathe. Take a day off. Get away from the news for a day. It's like, that's, for me, Sunday, I don't spend the day in prayer, people. I spend the day away from the computer and away from the charts, and I try to just take a break from it so that Mondays I can come in with a fresh perspective. So that's what I'm offering you today. And I'm just concerned. And a number of trading experts are expressing concern right now. People that know this market, not NBC people, not mainstream media people, but I'm talking about people who have made this their lifeblood, who have studied it every day, every second of every day for as long as they, have been in the markets. And the consensus of the experienced traders is that we're due for a correction. Anyway, Neo, just kind of hanging in there, doing its thing. Not a bad time to get some if you want some Neo. And the opportunities in these, the high quality alternative coins, the altcoins, I think. And I think when Bitcoin corrects, this is my opinion again, not to be taken as trading advice. We're all here doing our own thing. But just consider that when Bitcoin corrects, the altcoins are going to leap into life. And the money is going to start coming into the altcoins. This is Monero. We're actually getting a little boost going on in Monero, so that could be interesting to watch. When we say go, just kind of hang in there. And again, I think that's a fairly new project. Civic, also a new project, right? And the thing is, all of these coins are better, technically speaking, than any of these hard forks coming off of Bitcoin. They just are. The high quality ones. I'm not talking about the pump and dump shit coins, of which there are hundreds of, right? I'm talking about high quality teams. And so Quantum, hanging in there. I like it better against Ethereum. Quantum's doing okay. It's okay. It's hanging in. So people, that's it for today. I wish I had some brilliant insight to give you. I just think it's really steep right now. I think it's really steep. And I still think it's going higher. I don't know if it's going to go higher in the next week. I think we're overdue for a correction. And there's a lot of concern. And if I'm concerned, other people are concerned who know more than me, right? And if you're not concerned, check in and see, maybe you're right. I just, yesterday I was thinking, well, maybe this is really the tipping point when so many people come in that it just doesn't come back, So there are two sides of this coin. Maybe I should restart my dollar cost averaging. But the bottom line is, when in doubt, step out, right? When in doubt, step out. I'm concerned. That's what I'm expressing today, and I hope that's okay. I'm not as funny as I normally am. I just think we're at a point here where it's gonna come back, people. That's what I think. And I hope I'm wrong. I really do. I hope I'm wrong. But I just feel like my trader's instinct is to sell every piece of Bitcoin I have, put it into Litecoin, and when Bitcoin corrects, boom, I buy it back. But what if it doesn't come back, right? What if it never comes back? What if it goes to 20,000, right? If Bitcoin goes to 10,000 or 20,000, buying at this top doesn't matter, right? Because she'll still be in the money. But I just think if you're smart about it, you can buy it when it comes back. You can buy it when it comes back, and you'll be fine. And there's also some thoughts that you might not get a free coin this time with Segwit 2x. There's a lot of technical details that still have not been resolved. And even nobody knows whether Segwit 2x will enable replay protection so that it literally is a separate coin, or whether they're going to be contentious and going to try to take over Bitcoin. I don't know. People, I don't know. I wish I knew. And so that's it. That's all I'm going to say today. And I don't feel sad, but I just feel a little, do you know what I mean? I'm feeling it, people. Let me know what you think. I'd like to hear from you in the comments below. And I also want to keep hearing from the Bitcoin Cash people. I want to know what it is about Bitcoin Cash that you guys like so much, because those of you who have expressed it, you've expressed it almost the way someone expresses a preference for a sports team. Like, some people like the Mets, some people are crazy diehard Yankees fans, and those are beliefs. Those are almost religious beliefs, not based on technical or logical or fundamental values. You know what I mean? They're both, major league teams, okay, but Mets fans are continually frustrated, right? Yankees fans continue to win World Series, right, over the long-term history of their franchises. The question is Bitcoin the Yankees and Bitcoin Cash the Mets, right? Or the Washington Senators, right? That's the question. And I don't know how to answer these questions. There's too much uncertainty, and I'm going to spend the day researching all this now. But I still don't know, right? So hopefully you are going to be safe. I just want to let's look at the 1 minute chart in Bitcoin just to see. So here we are on the 1 minute chart. We had that boost, and now we have some profit taking, right? If this profit taking gets big, it will come back. So I'm going to just kind of keep an eye on it today. And I hope you guys are safe with your money. Make really sound decisions. And just remember, no matter what, there's always another opportunity on another day. So be sensible, people. Try to get out of your emotions and try to get logical. And make your decisions from your mind, not your fight or flight, fear, anxiety, FOMO, FUD, whatever it is, right? So I guess that's it for today. Welcome to Monday, November 6th, day 99 of my 90-day challenge. And this has been the Morning Cryptos. And if you like what I do, I really appreciate your subscribing and giving me a thumbs up. And I love your comments. And I'm doing my best to respond quickly to your comments. And I really enjoy the conversation we're having because I care about cryptos. This matters a lot to me, and I think we're due for a correction, and that's not a popular thing to say. And I wish I could say, you know what, to the moon, Alice, to the moon. And I think it's going there eventually. It's just not going there in a straight line. And just look at the 1 minute chart. There are people in there who are going, okay, time to sell, because they will ladder in. They will sell now, and then will buy back in when it comes back. And that's, I think, a better strategy. So if you're new to the market, please do your research. If you're going to buy Bitcoin, please do it dollar cost averaging. Buy a small amount every day at Coinbase, or find some way to structure your investment so that if it does come back, you recognize that that's normal, okay? Because if you buy now and it comes back, it's going to hurt. You're going to feel it. But if you realize, okay, it's going to 10,000, and if I buy at 7 and it goes down to 5, it'll be back. And if you can weather that, great. Otherwise, put your money into Litecoin or Ethereum or Dash or some other crypto that has room to rise, that is a good project, that also has enough volume and track history so that you know the actual coin is going to be there tomorrow, right? So that's it for today. Thank you guys. I love you. And I will talk to you tomorrow. I'm out of here. That's it. Boom. Start the music.